is where the fun begins. This is where the fun begins. This is where the fun. This is where the fun. This is where the fun begins.
Who's the big guy with the muscles?
This is where the fun begins.
Who's the big guy with the muscles?
Hello, everybody. I know. Am I blurry? Am I really blurry?
100% blurry.
Guys, I'm so sorry. We're having technical difficulties. My internet is. Can you at least hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
All right, maybe I'll just go off video.
Don't do that.
You know, I am having my internet's out, so I'm running off of my what do you call it? My hotspot. So I might be a little blurry tonight, but that's not going to stop us from doing what we do here at Toy Anxiety. We've given Abigail the night off because we were both running off of my hotspot. So there she goes. Jacob Walsh, how are you, man?
I'm great. And you know what? It looks like you're coming in a little better now. So
Good.
we'll see. But yeah, I'm doing good.
Time.
Got a couple of toys this week.
Cool. Ryan Dole, how are you, man?
I'm doing good. It's hot here up in Canada. We got one of those, what do they call that now? A dome? A hot dome? A heat dome?
Heat
What?
dome.
Yeah, I don't
Like,
know. People are making up stupid shit now.
Like from Stephen
Yeah.
King, like Under the Dome.
Yeah, it's like that.
Stephen King.
But Canadian.
So guys, listen, we're gonna have a little bit of a different format tonight. Normally we would, I don't know, talk shit for 30 minutes, show off some toys, poke a little fun at ourselves, definitely at the chat. But we're not gonna do that right yet because we have a guest tonight and he's already waiting. We're not gonna make him keep waiting any longer than he has to. So we're gonna get to that in just a moment. We got a lot of people already here in the chat. Just another heads up. San Diego Comic-Con's coming up in a couple weeks. We will be part of the Toy Tubers Unite panel with Geek Dad Jay, as well as Mad Hatter, and I think Kevin from Toying Around, Pixel Dan. There's going to be a lot of people. So make sure that you are staying tuned for information on that for Saturday at Comic-Con. And yeah, that's going to be a good time. Jacob, are you looking forward to Comic-Con this year?
Of course I am. It's the best con of the year.
It's great. It's going to be great.
Yeah.
So listen, you guys maybe saw our thumbnail tonight. So without further ado, let's go ahead and bring our guest in. You guys might be familiar with the Major Wrestling Figure Podcast. He is part of the cast of characters in that world and also co-owner of Major Bendies, which we're going to be talking about tonight. And I'm really excited about this because I have a theory that general toy collectors and wrestling figure collectors are like two completely different universes, and I'm trying to combine those universes. We'll see if he agrees with me. But Kanik is here. What's up, man? How are you?
Let's combine those universes.
Yes, exactly. That's what we're gonna do. Kanik, first time on the show. Thanks for doing this, man.
Yeah, thank you guys for inviting me.
Absolutely.
Love all you guys' backdrops.
Oh, thanks,
Just
man.
looking at those.
Mine's just a curtain. I just like pull it and it zips right back up.
I'm not a Pepsi. I'm a Pepsi Twist. Just remember that commercial?
So Kanik, you reminded me that I completely forgot about this because it was so long ago. But in a previous life at Ghostbusters Fan Fest, you were there with Eagle Moss. You were part of the Eagle Moss team, and we actually had met in person. This was 5 years ago. It's like a lifetime ago, is it not?
Yeah,
crazy.
I don't think I ever cleaned up my desk at Eagle Moss. I just kind of just vanished.
So did they.
So did Eagle Moss.
Yeah. Well, I don't want to toot my horn, but it's probably because I left. I had your business card in my drawer.
We had business cards?
I think so.
We had a made for FanFest.
Yeah. Like, guys, we're gonna be doing a lot of networking out at FanFest. So listen, I'm excited to have you on. I appreciate it. First, I'm a big fan of everything that you guys do. I love, we talk about all the independent toy companies all the time. There's so many companies doing really amazing stuff, but like I do believe, and Ryan, maybe you could speak to this a little too. I think that the wrestling figure world kind of is its own thing, and the collecting is intense and it's hardcore as Ninja Turtles, Ghostbusters, anything else, but there isn't always a lot of cross pollination. Like you're either a wrestling collector or an everything else collector. At least that's the way it seems. Right? Am I off base at this?
I don't think so. Even when they try to do crossovers, which is usually with Ninja Turtles, the Ninja Turtles crossovers with everything. I feel like outside of that, I don't know too many people that are like, I mean, outside of what we see with Matt Cardona, but where he does his like full on wrestling collecting and vintage wrestling collecting, but he also collects everything else. And
right.
there's I don't know a lot of people that you're either a wrestling collector or you're like you collect everything, or you just collect Transformers. Like it just seems to be like
Well,
one or the other.
I'm a wrestling collector, as you can see.
Yep.
Yeah.
I own a wrestling toy company, but
yes,
I mean, I collect Power Rangers. I legit have a Power Ranger figure tattoo.
Nice.
I collect.
Oh, is that a flip head? Cool.
It's a flip head, yeah.
Cool. You should have put it closer to your bicep, so when you close your arm.
Actually, no.
Wait, there we go. Hold on. There he goes.
I got a Jeffrey the Giraffe instead.
Hey,
Oh, nice.
Oh, that's amazing. Now that's awesome. That's awesome.
TTD, our artist for Major Bendies, did all those. He did like all my tattoos. But I collect Star Wars and I have Power Rangers. What else? All that weird stuff. I'm a big hot toys collector, so I have a lot of Star Wars, Marvel, hot toys. I have 1/6 of Power Rangers from 3-0. Yeah, so like I
Those
collect
are good
a lot of.
figures. Those 3-0 figures are good.
Yeah.
Well, cool. That's awesome. Yeah, I just think like a lot of times you'll just see like wrestling figure dedicated news sites and things like that. So we're gonna break the mold tonight. Real quick, we do have a super chat I wanted to highlight. Thank you so much to Deep Space Niner. If we'll drink enough beer, we'll all be blurry. Yes, hopefully I'm coming through. I don't know if I am, but it's all good.
I got the bourbon.
You're good. So let's take this back. Because I want to act like our listeners have no idea what's going on, which is not a stretch.
Okay.
Where did the history of Major Bendies, like how did this company get off the ground, and how is it taken off like in the way, because it's crazy right now. Like you're killing it.
Well, I appreciate the kind words.
Yeah, of course.
Well, it started with let's start with Major Wrestling Figure Podcast. I was a fan of the podcast. I was working in Manhattan at one of the largest marketing agencies in the world. Shout out to Union Hill, Mike. Yeah, I did go to Union Hill.
Whoa.
I was working.
Is that your high school? The guys from your high school? Young Hummus with the high school?
Yeah.
Dude? Cool.
I guess so. I'm sorry, I don't know who you are.
I don't think he went by Young Hummus back then.
I don't think so either.
What his mom named him.
Pretty sure I was the only kid eating hummus in high school since I'm half Turkish, and I went to a massively Hispanic area school. But so I was a fan of the Major Wrestling Figure Podcast. I was working at a large marketing agency in Manhattan. I had one of the top pharmaceutical companies as my client. So I was making really good money. I could make my own hours, everything. I hated everything about the job. Everyone would probably kill their mom for this job. I hated the job. And I was listening to this podcast, and I was always trying to get into collectibles. I did an Amazing Spider-Man comic that I produced with Marvel. That was a New York Comic Con exclusive. I did one with Boom Studios for Power Rangers, issue number 5. That's like $1,000 now on eBay. Did a
Dang.
limited run on that. So I was always in the collectibles market, but it wasn't my 9 to 5 job, right? And I was listening to the podcast, and I was like, "This is what I need to do. I'm miserable at this, like, horrible marketing job. I'm not happy. I need to find a way to get into collectibles and make that the 9 to 5 job." And I went on LinkedIn, typed in toys, and first thing that popped up was a job opening for Eagle Moss. I applied. Next day, I had a job interview,
Nice.
and they asked me if I knew about Ghostbusters and Marvel, DC, and they asked if I knew anything about WWE. And I'm like, I'm actually a pretty big WWE fan. They're like, well, we just got the WWE license. We need someone with WWE knowledge because the person who knew about WWE is exiting the company, and we need a new brand manager. So they hired me to be the brand manager for WWE, and I also did digital marketing for them. So I had a mixture of 2 jobs, and then I'd go to the events and promote the company because they needed someone very knowledgeable attending who knew the product. So I was able to do that.
And then you meet people like us who just want a free Ecto one. We're like, yeah, we'll do anything. We'll be the Eagle Moss shills of the century. We'll do it.
Well, and that's how I connected with Matt and Brian, because so I got this job and I had bought a shirt off the Pro Wrestling Tees, and it said, if you bought a shirt, we'll call you to thank you. It was like an early promotion that they were doing when they started the podcast.
Oh, right. I remember that.
Yeah, I remember that.
They called me and basically gave them my story and how they kind of inspired me to leave my cushy marketing job to go with a pay cut of a job, but I'm happy in the world of collectibles. And Matt, being the corny guy that he is, started following me on Instagram, and I think he just wanted free product. So we just became friendly.
I know that movie.
And one day on the podcast, he mentioned that he was looking to make foam fingers, and he just didn't know how to make foam fingers. And I knew how to make foam fingers from a past life I had. My first job out of college, I used to make weird items for Yankee Stadium, Citi Field.
Oh, cool.
That's
JP
cool.
Morgan, Chase. Yeah, so I reached out, offered my services, and he thought that I was just full of shit, but I had foam fingers for him in 2 weeks.
When somebody messages you on Instagram like, I make foam fingers, like,
Yeah, it's
yeah. That's funny.
and out of all the strange emails that we get now, I get why he was a little cautious.
Of course.
Because so that it led me to making like all the merchandise for the Major Wrestling Figure podcast, and the pandemic happened, and I got this idea of making wrestling buddies for the guys, and I told Matt and Brian my idea, and Matt said, "If you can make it, I'll fund it, but show me a sample."
Right.
And I had a sample for him within 2 weeks, and it was exactly like the Wrestling Buddies. I have one right here.
Yeah, those
So it
are
was
great.
a full inch 3D nose. No one has Wrestling Buddies like this. I know a lot of people try to make them, but no one does it like us.
Right. Not like the old ones. Yeah.
So we made those. We made 500 units. We sold out in a day. And I was like, wow, this is really cool, but you can't really collect Wrestling Buddies, right? You could get 1 or 2, right? You put them on your couch, you put them maybe on a shelf, but you can't really build a collection on them because they take up so much real estate. You can't really get them signed at a convention because it's not, you can sign them, but they don't sign nicely, right? So I just bought a bunch of Bendums from Wrestling Universe in Queens. I had a stack of them. I was drunk, and I said, I could do this. I can make Bendies. And with some liquid courage, text the guys. It was like one of those whiskey texts that you send to a girl that you really like for the first time, like trying to ask her out. You're a little afraid.
God, and then you hit send, and yet you're like, "Fuck, what did I
you hit
do?"
Send. You hit send, like, fuck, what the fuck? And
then she replies.
then I didn't even get a reply. I got a phone call from Brian who said, dude, what you just pitched is a legit business. Let's do this. And that's how it kind of all started. So almost 3 years later, we've done over 100 different Bendies. We came out a year ago with the Big Rubber Guys, which is like the LJN style figures from WWF. I don't know how many we've done. I think we're on like series 8 now.
Yeah, I mean, it's crazy. I think somebody, Justin said in the comments, that's an inspiring story, but it really is. Like, I like to know that you can just like bet on yourself and
Just
say, hey,
yeah,
like, you know, let's do this. Like, but then you had to prove yourself, right? I think that's the hard part. When you're put in a position where you have to kind of prove your worth, like that's like one of the hardest things to do as a human being. So that's amazing, man. That's such a cool story.
And back to proving your worth, like, you know, I do the accounting, I do the marketing, I do the production, I do the logistics, I handle the licensing deals. I do basically everything but design and sculpt the figures. You know, we have TTD doing that. We now have Brian Beatty, who does all our sculpting, who's a legend in the toy field himself. You know, I managed all that, and if someone threw something on my plate, like Matt or Brian, I would say, okay, not a problem. Like, I never really bitch. Like, I'll bitch a little bit, like joking, bitching.
I'll bitch. I'll complain a little bit.
But at the same time, I'm having fun doing toys. Like, I left my 9-to-5 job to do this. And, you know, I was nervous when I left my 9-to-5 job. But now I'm probably making more money I'm making more money now than I did at my 9-to-5 job.
Right.
And I'm having the most fun in my life. I get to go to conventions all the time, and people are talking to me about products that I made, not
you
know, going to conventions and having people talk to me about an Ecto one that someone else did.
Right.
Yeah.
See, everybody, quit your day job.
Yeah. Quit your job and whatever you want to do, just go do it. Just figure it out. That's the advice tonight.
Right.
Quit,
well, that's what I because I relate to that too. Like, I had a very cushy hospitality job as well, and I said, no, I'm done. I went out, and now I make Spider-Verse movies. It's the best. It's right. It's so freaking cool. Like, it's so I get that, but you're right. Like, that is that stress. But some of us, I don't know about you, but like for me specifically at my job, once I feel that pressure, I just excel.
Yeah.
Right. Because you have to get that your brain starts going, and you're solving problems, and you're coming up with solutions. Right. And you're just like, you know, you get wrenches thrown in your gears, and you're like, all right, let's fix it. And I think I thrive in that kind of environment for work.
Yeah.
And I love that.
Hey, one thing I want to, before we get to the talking about the exclusives, and I want to show off some of the figures, because like I think the Bendies are great. I think Big Rubber Guys is just incredible. Like the fact that you can bring back LJN style figures and do them so well. And they're getting better with each series. I think it's so cool. But licensing, what little we know about it just seems like the craziest world. Now, a lot of the times you're working with individual wrestlers, right? So it's like, you know, they are in charge of their own rights. So maybe you're having to make sure that they don't have deals with other people or whatever. But like, you guys also signed a deal with Kevin Smith to do the Clerks figures, which is amazing.
Just came in today.
Check that out.
Yeah, these just
those
arrived today. So I'm gonna get orders out later this week. We're backed up a little bit on orders, so I'm gonna clear that log out and then go into these. But I think I should have everything out by Monday, the latest.
So let me ask you this: like, that's pretty risky for you guys to branch outside of wrestling and go to a general pop culture IP. How did that deal with I guess with Kevin Smith or whoever runs their licensing? How did that go down?
Another fairy tale story. I'm a big Kevin Smith fan. A kid from Jersey.
Sure.
I actually went to film school because of the movie Clicks. I dropped Jersey Girl. That's a joke. Not really.
Listen,
hey, Jersey Girl is good.
I like Jersey Girl.
I like Jersey Girl.
Yeah,
I like Jersey Girl.
I love it. It's actually one of the movies I put on to calm me down.
It's a good
I've seen it so many times.
Right.
Yeah,
it's a good calm down.
But no. So Kevin Smith was someone I really looked up to. He's the definition of betting on yourself, right?
Sure.
Yep.
So he's just always been a really positive role model for me, and he had mentioned on Twitter that he signed a deal with some other company who was doing like Kenna style figures, and just ballsy move. I tweeted back saying it would be cool if you signed up with Major Bendies too.
Yeah.
And the next day I get a email from his agent who represents him with all the toys and everything, and said, hey, we saw your tweet. We're actually very interested because the guys are fans of what you do and everything. So do you want to get
That's
this
awesome.
on board?
That's amazing, dude.
And
That's
it
so
literally
cool.
happened within like 4 days. We had a deal because we streamlined everything, and it was super easy to talk about. They know that I was a fan of Kevin Smith, so I was gonna do the property justice, and we just negotiated a deal and got it done really quick.
That's amazing.
That's
I mean,
awesome.
those look so good. And then, are you guys able to do other pieces of the Kevin Smith world, the View Askew universe?
Yeah. So
universe?
yeah. So the license is part of the View Skew
Right.
universe. So we could do anything in that realm, but it's there's some things that are off limits because of legality.
Right.
So
Gotcha.
don't expect me doing any like Ben Affleck in Dogma figures.
Yeah,
but
right.
I would love to.
Yeah,
I'd love to. I love Batman.
I love Batman.
I do too.
Get a finger cuffs, Bendy.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can. That
Should have said that.
that I can do. That I can do.
I just want my own Brody wrestling buddy.
Oh, that would be cool.
Yeah.
Mallrats
Oh, yeah.
Wrestling Buddies. Now we're talking.
Crossing over, yeah.
No, actually, someone has the license for that. I think for the wrestling buddies for.
That's what I'm saying. Licensing is so like, who would have the license for Mallrats Wrestling Buddies? Someone's got it.
Right.
BigShots.com.
Yeah.
I'm friends with the guy.
So you guys have done so many figures, and it's crazy to. One thing I think is really cool is that it's not just like you're not just signing like indie wrestlers. You've got known guys. But then you also have got like Andre the Giant, Macho Man, like some of the biggest wrestlers of all time. What is the process of like working with their estates? Like, is it just more of the same? Like, oh, we should do a Macho Man figure. Let's figure out how to get that done.
Yeah.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah, kind of.
So I'm very fortunate that my partners Matt and Brian are one, they've been in the wrestling business for over 20 years,
Right.
and they're just bigger collectors than I am, right? So they know what collectors want because they're collectors themselves. So our conversations are very easy to talk about when we want to do something, because if they want something, there's 95% chance I want the same exact thing.
Right.
Matt sometimes goes a little off the rails, but for the most part, we're all on sync. And if we if we want something like, let's say, Macho Man, we said we want Macho Man. We go and we figure out who has the rights to Macho Man, and we
Right.
go and we pitch them Major Bendies, and very rarely does someone say no to us now. In fact, for most cases now, we have people coming to us because we've grown such a big brand, and we're not like a lot of 1999 is a steal for that Ric Flair.
No, there's no way that those are not real prices.
No way
those
that's
are not real
price.
prices. No, because the secondary value on these things are insane. Like these things are selling. Like if you're not buying these when they go on sale for the big rubber guys, you're spending some money.
I hear Space Mountain when I look at that toy.
You have to look at that.
Yeah. So for people who don't know, all our figures are in resealable packaging, so you can take them out, display it loose, and if you want, you can put it back into the packaging without damaging the packaging, and go to a convention, meet Hacksaw Jim Duggan, and get it signed.
Awesome.
So I have my Ric Flair signed. We also make protectors for them too.
Dang. See,
so
look how good that signature looks. Damn it.
Yeah.
Look at that.
And they signed incredibly well on this because I made it because I'm such an autograph hound myself, as you can see from all my autographed Hasbros, and I have a Black Series collection all signed, and I have all the Automorphs Power Rangers you can't really see on this side, all signed.
Cool.
So I'm an autograph hound. So that's why I did a crystal clear bubble. That way you can see the figure perfectly, but then you can also get it signed nicely.
That looks great.
So awesome. Everything we did is in the mind of a collector.
Right. Well, you guys have this like incredible. I mean, I'm just looking at the big rubber guys here on this checklist on this website I've never heard of, but they're all here. Like the Dusty Rhodes, Marty Jannetty, Andre the Giant, Sergeant Slaughter. This Magnum TA is. Look at this Magnum TA. I mean, that's incredible. These are incredible figures.
I have actually the sample right here.
Cool.
You see that?
Dang.
So these are hand painted.
Every time I say something, he's like, "I've got that."
You just got it.
Well,
so
hand painted prototype. So this should be in hand probably by the end of the month, early August, maybe.
So that's amazing. Before we talk about the Comic-Con exclusives, I want to be respectful of your time. I
got all night.
Okay, because our show's 9 hours. No, it's not.
I don't sleep. It's perfect. I got friends.
So, what like? Obviously, you can't always envision how far you want to. Like, you can have goals and you can set a 5-year plan. I can only imagine that this has gone even better than you guys had planned on. So, like, as an independent toy company, but now you're like to the wall, like you just said, you're not sleeping, and you're putting out incredible figures. You're doing these exclusives. Fans are like ravenous about them. How do you start thinking about like where you want to take it? Like, or do you just go along for the ride and not get too caught up with future plans? These are big questions. Sorry.
No, that's a great question. No, I am very much a forward thinker. I like planning things ahead. So yeah, I am wearing a Kowloon's t-shirt for the guy who's asking. We have a live show next month in August.
Check it out.
Nice.
Is it live 2021? It's
live 20. Live 20. Yep.
Kowloon's. There you go. Check
it
out.
Right here that you'll get
tickets available
free at the show. No. So I'm a person who likes to plan ahead. I like chaos. I work very well in chaos, but I want to know what type of chaos I'm going into. So, for example, we have everything planned for the remaining of 2024 and almost all of 2025.
Okay.
And that's the figure lineup. That's I don't want to reveal too much information because we have a Comic-Con panel. But
let's plug that. What do you know when the panel is at Comic-Con?
Yeah, it's Friday morning.
Okay.
I'm not sure if I'm allowed to tell the time and
we were
the
told
room location
to not.
yet.
Yeah, we were told not to, but we've been telling everybody. Ours is Saturday at 2:00
Okay.
at the library.
Okay.
So
Okay, cool.
stop us, Comic-Con. It's not my panel. Blame Geek Down Live.
Yeah.
So yeah, you guys have a panel. You'll do some reveals. And
Yeah, we'll have some reveals, and we'll reveal the remaining stuff for 2024 and 2025. We do have a new product line that we will be announcing and
Sweet. That's
debuting.
exciting.
So we'll have Major Bendies, we'll have Big Rubber Guys, and then we'll have what I call Project X for now.
Project,
but it does have a name. It does have a name, and I think it's going to be just as popular as the Big Rubber Guys, and this is just our next step of getting to the next level. So when you say, do I plan things? Yes, I'm planning years in advance, really, strategically for the business. And I'm working on licensing deals because I want to expand outside of wrestling. I think there's a big overlap with wrestling fans and other
just general
franchises.
pop culture for sure. God,
Absolutely, and that's where the Jay and Silent Bob falls into it.
Right.
I want WCW Baywatch figures. So if we can get those ones going, that would be amazing. Have you ever thought of doing the scale like this of the old Muscle Men?
The smallest figure of all time.
Right?
I get asked that a lot.
Okay. Good. I'm glad to add to that.
I don't see Muscle Man being mass appeal right now.
Right.
Okay. That's fair.
Right now I'm doing a lot of the distribution on my own. I hired a third-party warehouse company to manage all our orders. I fired them after the first try because they damaged a lot of packaging. And I now have a new warehouse that I'm working with, and I'm on the process of onboarding. But
if you ever need someone Jacob would fire somebody for free. If you ever need someone.
Yeah. I'll do that for you. I'll do that for you.
But I kind of get a kick out of it now after this one time.
You're like, ooh, I liked that.
You're like,
I realize I'm a very mean guy, even though I'm very nice. Who would have thought the guy with the Jeffrey the Giraffe tattoo is such an asshole?
I would have if you knew this show.
But
thanks.
But
Abby just came in to tell me she's watching some other Instagram toy show.
Wow.
Sorry, Kanik. So you
that's
a little
when
bit
my
of
ratings go down. No, so what I was getting at was with the mass appeal, I do all the distribution myself, basically. I've been packing everything on my own. I've probably packed over 100,000 figures on my own because I've done all the wholesale, all the direct to consumers, everything on my own.
It's such a pain in the ass. Packing and shipping is the worst.
Yes, I've got it down to a science where I can do close to 250 orders a day on my own.
Wow.
But I've realized I'm 5'3". I failed gym in high school. For the guy who went to Union Hill, might know that. Twice. I was an honor student.
Fuck Jim. Jim sucks.
But what I've realized, the future of this company is not only just selling direct to consumers on our website, but also having strategic partners like Big Bag Toy Store, which we're on. We're carried by Ringside Collectibles, Wrestling Collector Shop. We have Diamond Distribution, so you can legit go into your local comic book shop, and if they're not carrying Major Bendies now, you can request it, and they'll stock Major Bendies for you. They could order the one for you on pre-order, so you can have. That's right, Dan Welcomes. You can have the big rubber guys. You can have all anything from our catalog. You can order straight from your local comic shop.
That's amazing.
And that's where I see the future of Major Bendies. I don't want to be doing everything in a garage. I don't want to be focused on just selling directly to consumers. I want it that you can go into a store and just pick up a figure.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I get
that
it.
should be the goal. Like 100%.
I get it. And I think that's amazing. And I think like you start off as a niche kind of thing, and then you you expand, and then obviously you need to bring on some new mechanisms to help keep it growing. Let's talk about these exclusives because they're really cool and I'm super excited about them. So
yeah, I've been
you guys
listening to Macho Man's rap album all day.
So this is the first one. This is
Hogan, you coward.
Yeah.
The Be a Man Hulk Macho Man Bendy.
Jeez.
I can't believe nobody's ever done this before. It's such a home run.
Yeah.
What was the deal? Like, who pitched this?
Right here.
How easy was it to? Oh, you got one. Let's look at the real one here.
Yeah.
How was
So,
this like?
this-
As soon as somebody brought it up, it's like, okay, no brainer. We're doing it.
I think this might have been one of Matt's crazy ideas, to be honest. And
Yeah. Well, they just re-released
Instantly,
the album on vinyl. Like it's
On
making
vinyl.
a couple.
yeah,
They did 2 versions of it too. There's
Yeah.
like a special
Yeah.
that's awesome. I hope they do the same thing for Cena because it's his retirement tour.
oh, if I was a betting man, I would say they're doing it.
got
But so I think this was one of Matt's ideas, and all I remember is it was thrown into the chat, and because we're in a giant group chat between everyone in the company, and we all just said automatically yes, like this is
Right.
a no-brainer.
And it's a limited edition to 500. It'll be available online on the 22nd.
I believe it's the 22nd. We're doing I don't know the dates anymore. Yeah, the 22nd.
Cool.
We're gonna do early access for Patreon members of the Major Wrestling Figure Podcast. So they get an early hour access, and then it'll be available for general public. I expect this to sell out very fast.
It's so. I mean, it's so. Even if you're not collecting this line, like if you're a Macho Man fan, like this is a must-have.
Yeah, and the agency that represents Macho Man came to us and said, you are paying out more royalties than any other licensor right now. So
That's
we
amazing.
trust you completely. Yeah, they said that we're just as big as what Mattel was giving them. Obviously, they don't have a deal with Mattel anymore.
But like, it's one of those things where it's like, I feel really strongly. I shouldn't have said fuck him, so I'll take it back. Freaking.
He's gonna
Be a
edit
man,
that
Hulk.
out.
I'm not gonna edit it. I don't even
No.
know. But I think like for a legacy wrestler who's passed away, who has an estate and family and everything else, like if they can sign with a company that's going to create meaningful income streams, I think that's amazing.
Yeah. I'm actually surprised that go ahead. Sorry.
So I'll be quick, but there's a lot of wrestlers currently who people think just because they're on TV they make a ton of money.
Right.
That's not true because there's a lot of expenses for being a wrestler. So when I hand someone a royalty check, they are thrilled because it is more than what they make on some of their indie matches or actual pay-per-view matches. I've had wrestlers who are legends who cry to me because they're so grateful for the check amount that I'm handing them. And honestly, it's just like so rewarding because I get to see the face of satisfaction from the talent.
Right.
And then also the consumer, because I'm at the conventions, I'm meeting everywhere. I'm very accessible, so you can see me at conventions, and you'll see me talking to talent. You can see me talking to fans and collectors. It's just so rewarding for that aspect alone from everything that I'm doing. But the Macho Man's estate said we're paying the most, and so they trust us with anything that we want to do, and that's why we're able to do stuff like this. And they extended our contract for another 6 years, so we have him
Wow.
locked down for another 6 years.
That's awesome.
And they gave me the clothing license too, which I
cool.
Nice.
debuted it this week.
You're right, and I'm super surprised that WWE or Mattel let any of that slip with someone as big and still a very recognizable name, face, sound, right? That is Macho Man, because they're still using him for like Slim Jim commercials. But like, was there not one that was just at WrestleMania that they had?
I know he's still on all the packaging and everything. You walk into the gas station, it's still.
So I guess that would probably be through Slim Jim, but not through WWE.
Yeah, so I think that's a separate deal. So what happened was, from my understanding, and it's happened through a few other legends like Sergeant Slaughter and Hacksaw Jim Duggan. And I don't want to talk on their behalf, but from my understanding, the WWE wanted them to sign an exclusive deal, which means they can't go and do really conventions. They really can't do the cameos. They can't be signing with companies like me. And I know for a fact, because multiple of them have told me, I've given them more money than what the WWE would have gave them just on my royalties.
Yeah, but that's the thing we hear about a lot, though, too. Like, just in like once these guys start doing like those big wrestling conventions, you kind of hear that a lot. Like, I think he wasn't even like Matt Cardona himself was even just like, I'm making more money outside of the WWE than I ever did in the WWE. And this is a guy that was still getting WrestleMania matches.
Yeah.
Right? Like, so to me, that's insane.
And I've seen it firsthand from Matt, because sometimes he has me count his money. I think it happened once.
Right. But that's still a flex. It was still a flex.
He still made me count his money.
Craig is having a little bit of technical difficulties. He is restarting his computer, so he should be back with us. Should be back shortly.
So I got another question then. Is the AEW or TNA or NWA, are those contracts different than WWE? Are you able to like go, like, I know that I'm certain I've seen a Danhausen Bendy, right?
Yeah, we have multiple Danhausen Bendies actually.
Yeah, because he's like the top selling merchandise seller like ever.
So we were actually the first company to produce a Danhausen figure. We signed him before he kind of blew up on AEW. And to our credit, we are the company that does a lot of first figures, like Conrad Thompson. We did the first figure with Jeff Jarrett that says, "Don't piss me off." First Nick Gage figure. I have a whole wall of Bendies so I can see everything here for when I do stuff like this, because I forget everything I do. But we are the first on a lot of figures. We have blood in our figures.
Right.
We did the Extreme Series figures. We've actually released figures in hand to match with what the wrestler wears for the first time. For example, the Ric Flair last match figure. Actually, our figure design was, they based his robe based off of the figure. We had the design first, and then he wanted to match.
That's cool. A little bit of reverse engineering there.
Yeah, and that was really cool. You know, a little fun fact on that one: Conrad Thompson asked if we were able to get the Ric Flair figure in hand in time for the last match, and it was only 3 months away from the match. And you know, this is early on in when we were starting this everything, and Matt asked me if this is achievable, And I said, I don't know, but I'll figure it out. Just tell them yes. And like the following 3-4 weeks, I did not sleep at all. I just on the phone. I'm trying to making sure everything was okay. And I had TTD working hard. I had a sculptor working hard at the time. And I got it done from production into hand within 2 months.
Damn.
Wow.
Which is like really unheard of.
That's aggressive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Craig, you're muted. Okay, cool. All right, just what Craig wanted. Just a follow-up question too on like the guys on the indies and AEW. Is there any I guess hopefully this won't, like, if you can't answer this, you can't answer this. But is there any wrestlers so far that like you've been like, we gotta make this guy, and just have not been able to?
There was someone recently. We sent them the contract, everything was okay, and then like I honestly don't know what the issue was, but he just didn't sign, and we just said, fuck it, we got other things going on. I'm not gonna pause Andre the Giant for this shit.
Right. Yeah. That's a totally fair point. Yeah, that's right. Like that's wild to me. Like that's like, yeah, but it is pretty cool because I think you guys, like, you've done the whole wrestling figure squad, right?
Yep.
Like, including Chelsea. Are you still, because Chelsea's with WWE, huge props to her on that amazing Money in the Bank match.
She's killing it.
Killing it. And as a fellow Canadian and someone who's also living in British Columbia, and that's where she's from, are you still able to make stuff based on Chelsea, or is that now like, because you've done it before, or is that now just like she signed, can't do it?
So it's based off of when people sign the contracts. So we give everyone a contract span, and if that contract span is still in that window, even though they signed with someone else,
Right.
let's say the WWE, we can still make figures of them. So yeah, because
cool. That's pretty awesome. Okay,
but we also don't want to get anyone in trouble, so we try to not do that.
Right.
So
you probably don't want to step on any toes with, and just anyone in general. You just don't want bad blood.
And a lot of these people,
pay-per-view. Yeah.
a lot of these people are our friends also, so we don't want to get them in trouble. We don't want to step on any toes. So it's a whole thing. So that's why, like, we did the Good Brothers, who I love to death. Text them all the time. Great guys. You know, one and done deal with them because I didn't want to get them in trouble with the WWE. They're in a nice spot with everything that they're doing right now at NXT. Chelsea is obviously Matt's wife, and don't want to cause any issues there. So, you know, we pushed everything out fast, and we didn't do another one after that. Like, we just did an exclusive with Wrestling Collector Shop, and then that was it.
Can you guys hear me yet?
That was it.
Oh, hi, Craig. Welcome back.
Yeah. Sorry, technical difficulties, but the show goes on. I love it. These are great stories. I still need to share the Ric Flair exclusive. We haven't even got to it yet. Let's do it. Yeah, guys, sometimes as a podcaster, you just deal with every possible shitty thing that can happen, and it's all happening tonight. We're still getting through the show, so what does that say? I don't know. But we have another exclusive, limited to 1,000, the bloody Ric Flair variant. Oh, see, you just have them. I'm like looking for pictures. Well, listen to the real thing. Hey, this figure, amazing.
Oh yeah, this is the Ric Flair in the suit was my favorite Big Rubber guy. For two reasons. One, it's a fucking badass figure, and two, Matt was so against it, and every time he's against something and it works out really well, I like throwing it in his face. So, so that was my favorite figure.
Right.
This might be my new favorite, just because of the blood, his face gesture. It's insane. The details on the hair and everything is just so cool. The face, it is incredible.
What's wild about those toys is that they fit right in with the old ones, but they still somehow look just a little bit better than the old ones. But somehow you could still put them together, and they probably would still you wouldn't even question it.
Yeah, and it's insane because obviously technology has changed so much from 1984 to 2024, right? So obviously you're gonna have those improvements, but the fact that you're still able to just throw it in with your LJN collection, if you take a quick glance, you wouldn't be able to tell the difference. But if you focus in and laser in, then you'll be like, "Yep, that's the big rubber guy." And you can tell because of the detail.
Yeah, they look good. They definitely look. But one of the hardest I've ever seen Jake laugh is when I bought my my LJN Andre the Giant, the long hair one. It's just like kind of a goofy looking figure. It's classic, but well, listen, man. So again, you guys are killing it.
And
SDCC
for the guy who's asking about my Kanik figure, I do have my own figure.
Nice. And you're a champion.
I'm a champion. In what? I have no idea. But you got to be a mark yourself.
You got the pencil. You can do whatever you want, man.
Stan Lee put himself in the books, right?
That's right. Hey, Vince Russo gave himself a belt. You're good.
Yeah.
So before we move on, man, is what else? If people want more information, what's the website? Plug where people need to be paying attention for the latest updates. Because I want. By the way, I can't even see the chat right now. I'm in Abby's setup, which looks completely different than mine, but I'm assuming the chat's enjoying the conversation. Where can they go for the latest and greatest on Big Rubber Guys and Major Bendies?
So majorbendies.com to place your orders. So how our system works is we're a pre-order model. So whatever's ordered during the pre-order window gets made. So if we sell 1,000 Ric Flairs, only 1,000 get made. And this month we're taking a break from the pre-order model, and we're only doing in-stock items for Comic-Con. So we only have 1,000 Ric Flairs. We only have 500 Macho Mans. There are some in-stock items for Major Bendies, and there may be some extra Big Rubber Guys popping up on the site later this month.
Cool.
May not say who they are, but it is a cool one. Trust me, I have a whole garage filled with them right now.
So let's get them on the website to get them out.
I was late, so I missed like all the first waves. So I'm playing catch up. So I'm going to be paying close attention to the website.
Yeah.
But
if you want to send me any to review at any point in time, feel free. If you
oh God,
shameless.
Back to the Eagle Moth days.
Yeah, that's right.
Back to the Eagle Moth.
Wow.
We used to do that at Eagle Mouse all the time. But no, we could probably work something out, but the issue is it's pre-ordered, so you don't have it in time for people to order.
Right.
Right.
But we do have some in-stock Macho Man Macho Mans for Major Bendies.
Comic-Con.
For Ric Flair, we have in stock Big Rubber Guys coming later this month. And then that's something that we're going to try to do more often, have what we call evergreen collection, where we'll always have them in stock. And you can go on our website and place an order. and that way you can have it instantly instead of having to wait a few months. And that's how we build our brand moving forward, as you were saying. If we plan things, we did the pre-order model just so that we could avoid overhead. And it turned out to be very good for us.
I actually like that you're doing that, like kind of getting rid of that pre-order model a little bit, because I think there's nothing more annoying sometimes when you're like, you pre-order.
You want instant gratification.
Yeah, you do, because how many times have we all lost track of what we pre-ordered, and by the time we get it, we don't care. And I mean, that's happened to all of us. Everyone on this show, everyone in the chat, it's happened to all of us. And I do like that. I do like, yeah, you're right. The instant gratification of like, the Four Horsemen do that with some of their monster figures and stuff, where it's just like you order them, bang, it's there at your place in like a week. It's such an awesome feeling because it's like it's already here. Like it's exciting. It's exciting to buy something and actually have it.
Yeah, so we're going to be doing more of that, but we do have some Major Bendies still in stock from previous series, like British Bulldog, Sandman, Ricky Morton, Tommy Dreamer, Chavo Guerrero, who's actually my brother's next door neighbor, so it wasn't that hard to sign him.
I met him in an elevator this summer. He's great.
He's honestly one of my favorite people. And we do have the clothing line now with Macho Man, since we have that license. So we have those shorts, the pink Macho Man shorts. There we go. So that's one thing. Follow us on Instagram, Major Bendies. If you want to follow me and my drunk adventures with my dog Chewbacca, who only weighs about 8 pounds. You can follow me on Instagram and all social media. It's all the same. It's Kanik 89. So it's Kanik 89. I do a Whatnot stream every Mondays at 7:00. I sell hot toys, signed Eberdorf Hasbro's, signed Major Bendies, signed Big Rubber Guys. I sell premium everything. Stuff. I sell premium items.
Nice.
And it goes for a steal sometimes because I sell everything at $1. So I legit sold a hot toy a few weeks ago for $75.
Wow.
Jeez.
In the box and everything.
Just paying the person to take it at that point.
I'm drinking my sorrows away.
Which hot toy? Which one was it? Was it a good
one? It was it depends. Everyone has
going for that preference. Low. It had to be Dark Knight Rises.
No, it was actually it was Spider-Man. I think it was the black suit.
Oh man, that's pretty cool.
Oh yeah,
that's a good figure.
Yeah. That is a good figure. Yeah. I got one last question, not toy related, but it's wrestling related. Who should John Cena's last match be?
In my own greed, I'm going to say Matt Cardona.
Long-term storytelling, right?
Long-term stuff. I would say.
I think it's
who?
Craig, are you speaking?
Oh, Craig, we can't hear you again.
Oh. I would say someone like a Dolph Ziggler maybe, or Randy Orton.
Just like one of the I was like, do you have him go with one of the new guys, the younger guys? Braun Breaker came to my mind.
Yeah.
Someone like,
newer guy. Yeah, a Braun Breaker is a good choice. I don't want to see it like a Cody or something, because they did have a relationship, and I'm sure they still do. It's just
right,
it's
not the
so
last
played
match.
Out.
They should have a match, but maybe not the last match. Right?
Yeah,
I'm hoping R-Truth gets one as well as childhood hero, John Cena. So I hope they do that. But I do agree with you, though. I think they should bring in Matt Cardona as part of those TNA crossovers that they're doing.
Yep.
And they should
absolutely.
do it. I think at some point they should do it. I think that would be a waste if they didn't. Let him finish the story.
You guys hear me now?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah.
You finish the story.
Move to my phone. I've been on three different devices tonight. Let's see if I can go for the record.
Have you tried your wife's computer?
Have you tried your wife?
Have you tried your wife?
No. Yeah. Have you tried your wife? Well, listen, man. Thank you so much for hanging out tonight. We'll definitely have to catch up and say hi at Comic-Con. Come out to the panel. And see what you guys are revealing, and you'll have to come back and you're more than welcome anytime to update what you guys have going on. If you ever want to promote any of your releases, please feel free to join us.
Absolutely. It was great having me on, and thank you for the invite. Let's definitely catch up at Comic-Con. There's a nice bar that I go to all the time at Comic-Con. So they sell boozy Capri Suns. So if you guys are children like me, we'll have some fun.
I'm the only one here that drinks, and I'm the one not going to San Diego.
They still have it's a cool 90s
before
themed bar.
Yeah.
Craig is frozen.
Yeah, I have no idea. Actually, I have no idea if he's just trying to get you off the show or if he's trying to end the show. I'm actually.
It's fine.
I don't know. I thought we had more to talk about, but I don't know if it's going to happen tonight.
Yeah, I don't know either. But that's either that or Jacob and we could just go through the news. Do you want to talk about toy news? We could talk about toy news. What the heck all happened? You're a Star Wars guy. Did you back the bar?
Did I?
Did anyone else back the bar?
I did not. No, of course not.
No, you were. No, okay. Well, I did. I'm getting it. I don't know if that makes me more special or not. But no, I did order the bar. I'm stoked for it. I'm excited about it. What, Craig? We're just quickly going through the news. What else happened in toy news this week?
I'm so happy we had a guest to offer this incredibly sophisticated streaming. Can you guys at least hear me now? Is that happening?
Yeah, we can hear you. Yeah.
Sound like you're in the bathtub, but we can hear you.
Hey, let's keep it fucking going.
Are you on the phone?
I'm on my phone.
Night off, guys.
Listen, I'm not worried about getting. We're gonna have. Let me set the table here. Next week, Peter's gonna be on from Mondo. We're gonna be talking about all the Mondo exclusives, which they haven't revealed yet. And we'll cover any of the news. I do want to get to pickups though. We all have things we picked up, right? We have pickups this week.
Yeah, I got
pickups,
a few things.
Yeah.
Cool. And Mike, you're more than welcome to hang out. You don't have to leave. I just want to be respectful of your time. But
I'll hang out.
All right, let's just hang out. Let's go another 10, 15 and round this out. Thank you for the chat for sticking with us tonight. What are you going to do? It's technology. It doesn't always work. My power was out today. My internet was out. But Major Bendies are in.
Well, what we learned is that we can do a show without Craig if we ever need to.
That's what.
Yes, you can.
No, it's all good. Hang on. One quick thing I do want to bring up. NECA did announce some Toonie Terrors. They're not under Toonie Terrors, are they?
Toonie
they're all
Sesame
just
Streets?
Toonie
The
whatever.
Sesame Streets. The Toonie Sesame Street figures. I think those look awesome. But also Super 7 announced blind boxed Sesame Street reaction figures. Now, I'm a big Muppet guy. I've been collecting the Sesame Street reaction figures. There was something that was very exciting about the gambling prospect of the blind bags. But man, at the same time, it had me if they put characters I want in a blind box and I don't get it.
You'd be pissed off?
You just buy them all.
I'm going to rage.
Yeah, I get it. I'm excited. Sesame Street's making a big comeback this year.
It never left, Craig. It never left.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. 50 seasons, Craig. The show never dies.
Oh, shit. I've got one thing. Let me show off one thing, and then I'll go to you guys, because I've got something in the other room. But I got my two new Street Fighter Jada figures came in.
Oh,
so Mike, do you collect this line, the Jada Street Fighter, at all?
No.
If you want a clear picture of them.
Yeah.
I've
so
been
Ryan's got to say once. These are
eyeing
amazing.
those.
Those are amazing.
So you got both, Craig?
Yeah, I got Dulcie Man and Bison.
I love this Dalsum figure. I cannot wait to take it out of the package. Also, I hope they do, when they do a player 2, I hope they do no extra limbs, but they do fire, and they give him that head where his like cheeks are inflated.
Yeah,
that's what
awesome.
I need. This is a great.
That's one of the best ongoing modern toy lines. I love that.
Yeah, I love it too. All right, Craig, go grab your stuff. Jake, do you want to?
I was going to bring you guys to the toy room with it. Am I clear right now, or am I?
No, absolutely not.
I wouldn't call it clear, but we can tell that you're a person
right,
holding a phone.
You guys.
Are we getting a room tour?
Yeah, well, I'm on my phone, so.
Yeah, we do need
what
Blue
is
Dalsum. Thank you, Quip. Actually, I just want to give a quick shout out to
Classic Toy Anxiety.
To Blake Toy Collector Magazine. Happy to know that you're safe after the hurricane and that you're there.
Mm-hmm.
This is the other thing. Matt Bush sent me a Stormtrooper loot. Stormtrooper loot.
Oh,
vintage.
Cool.
Ooh. Very cool. Did you lose the helmet already?
Very cool. No, he sent me a repro helmet.
Oh, that's fine.
So I threw it away. No, I'm just kidding.
I'm sorry. Oh my God.
No, I'm just kidding. Thank you, Matt Bush. Appreciate it. All right, I'm done. I'm officially done.
Okay. Jacob, you want to go next?
Yeah, I got a couple things. Last week I showed off that Mondo Mechagodzilla, the Attack Peter one. I got a second one. Came in later. This was the second colorway, the like silver and gray Mechagodzilla with the yellow eyes. I think I like this one better than the first one. This thing's awesome. So another Mondo package.
That's awesome.
And then I also got from Toku Toy Town. He hooked me up, found this for me. He knew I was looking for it. This Godzilla. This is from Enraku and Saku. This is the 1973 Godzilla, which is from Godzilla versus Megalon, one of the best Godzillas out there. So, yeah, picked up this chunky boy from Toku Toy Town, and those are my pickups this week.
Those are good pickups.
Yeah, good stuff, dude.
No, that's awesome. My pickups will be pretty quick. They're pretty generic Ryan Dole pickups, if there ever was one.
Cool, it's Batman.
No, but we're close.
Okay.
We got the vintage collection. Princess Leia came in to feed into that brainwashing that Disney has me on.
They got you.
They got me. What can I say? They got me. And I got my Night Troopers.
Oh, cool.
Pack as well. So I'm pretty stoked about that. And I got a Marvel Legend as well. My movie Deadpool came in. I'm very excited about this movie. I don't know if anyone else is.
Yeah.
I know
I think
I
we
am.
all are.
Of course.
I think X-Men is back, baby.
They're back finally.
Finally. After all these years trapped at Fox. We'll get something awesome. I'm excited. So those are my pickups. Pretty quick and easy, quick and dirty, and my Street Fighter ones as well.
Good stuff.
Which will also go with my X-Men because one track mind.
Yeah.
That's it. Kanik, do you have any pickups?
I actually went to the Wayne Toy Show this weekend. It's a toy show that happens every first weekend of the month. Didn't pick up any figures, but I did get I just have a couch here. My toy room that I just stack things that I don't put away. Secret Wars
Oh yeah.
number 8, 9.6,
Nice.
and a Spider-Man 300, 9.2 by fellow toy maker Todd McFarlane.
Yeah, are you gonna get that Spider-Man statue that he's coming out with?
Yeah. I'm a big Spider-Man guy, and I love Todd McFarlane.
Well, then then you need it.
Yeah, that's
I do. We were talking about it. I have another show called Gotham City Tonight, and we were talking about those figures and how that makes perfect sense for, like, of course, the first few figures are going to be Todd doing the figures that he drew.
Yeah.
Though I am kind of surprised that he did not do the Rob Liefeld Captain America as one of those figures. But I have a feeling in my gut says that's still coming at some point. But the Spider-Man figure, though, specifically that cover, that's the one you do. Like, if you're Todd and you finally have a Marvel license, you get to make something, that's the one you make.
I think it's huge that he got that. That's insane. It's a full circle for him.
Yeah, it is, because now he gets to kind of have that control, and he's always he's at conventions for, I feel like, the last 5 years. He's always been kind of hinting at, like, he wants to do a Spawn Spider-Man crossover in the comics.
Yeah,
and I just don't know if that's going to happen still, but
I would have bet on it.
Yeah,
but yeah, it would be cool.
I'd love to see it, just because, again, it would be Todd working on Spider-Man again after 30 years.
Actually, I got this just also at the Wayne Toy Show, but like 2 months ago. Signed by Todd McFarlane.
Oh, cool.
The 301.
There it is.
He's one of those guys that has like one of the coolest simple signatures.
Yeah.
It's like an art piece.
Yeah, he's got a good signature.
Yeah, him. Eric Larson's another one that has a really good signature.
Tom?
Oh, sorry, Craig.
Let's say Todd's going to be at Comic-Con. He's going to be a McFarlane panel. He's doing some signings.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That's his thing now. That's his...
guys, I've hit my limit of technical difficulties for tonight. I know.
Yeah.
Jake, do you just want to, like, punt sad comments to next week?
Hey, I didn't have any.
Okay, great.
All right.
Well,
I didn't have any tonight. Yeah.
Let's set the stage. Okay, so Major Bendies panel is going to be at Comic-Con. Next week, we will have Peter on from Mondo to talk all the stuff they have going on at Comic-Con. Obviously, Mondo is going to have a huge presence over by the Funko booth. And we will be out at SDCC covering all the latest reveals from all the companies, including Major Bendies. Mm-hmm. And we appreciate everybody bearing with me. It's mainly me having all the fuck-ups tonight.
It is, yeah.
So thank you for bearing with me.
It's all right.
And Kanik, dude, thank you for coming on. This was fun. We appreciate your time.
Yeah, dude.
And it's really cool. Your story is awesome. I think it's really a nice, it's nice to hear when people bet on themselves and it works out. And now it's like, now you're shipping 200 orders a day. So you're like, what did I get myself into?
Better than Zoom calls with coworkers.
Yeah. Thank you. That actually means a lot.
But all right, everybody. Until next time, Ryan, I'm gonna give you the gift of killing the stream because I know I'm gonna hit the wrong button and blow something up. So let's just say goodbye. Thank you, everybody, for subscribing. We'll see you next time. Bye.
We'll see you next week.
Bye, guys.
The week before San